Okay, folks, ready for a deep dive into something kind of mind-blowing.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
We're talking about using debt to build wealth.
Debt to build wealth.
Yeah, yes, it sounds crazy, right? But that's what makes this so fascinating.
I'm intrigued.
We've got this awesome article called Transformer la dette en richesse, Guide Strategique. It's got 15 strategies, and we're going to unpack some of the most surprising ones. Like, get this, taking on more debt could actually help you achieve financial freedom faster.
Okay, that definitely goes against everything we've been told.
Exactly. So stick with us because this deep dive is going to change the way you think about debt.
I think everyone has a pretty visceral reaction to the word debt. It's like this heavy weight.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And this article really dives into that psychological aspect, that automatic debt is bad feeling.
It's like ingrained in us.
Right, we're conditioned to see those red numbers and freak out.
Total.
But what if we could reframe that thinking? What if we could see debt as a tool instead of an enemy?
I like where this is going.
The article argues that debt itself isn't inherently good or bad. It's all about how you use it.
Okay, so it's like a, I don't know, like a hammer.
Yeah, exactly. A hammer can be used to build a house, or it can be used to, well, break things.
It's all about how you swing it.
Exactly.
So how do we start swinging this debt hammer in the right direction? How do we make it work for us instead of against us?
Well, the article really emphasizes this key difference between using debt to acquire liabilities versus assets.
Liabilities and assets. Okay.
Yeah, so think of liabilities as things that drain your bank account, things that lose value over time.
Okay, so like that brand new car that depreciates as soon as you drive it off a lot.
Exactly. Or those impulse buys that you regret later.
Or that, yeah, all the subscriptions you forget you're paying for.
Yep, all those things. And then you have assets, which are things that actually put money in your pocket.
Got it.
Assets appreciate in value over time or generate income.
So like real estate.
Exactly, like a rental property that brings in steady monthly rent.
Or a stock portfolio that hopefully grows over time.
Right.
So if you're using debt to buy those depreciating liabilities, that's when it becomes a problem.
Exactly. You're basically setting money on fire.
But if you use debt strategically to acquire income-generating assets, well, that's when it becomes a powerful tool for building wealth.
You got it. And this article dives into exactly, or even invest in renovations to increase the value of your existing property.
Wow, so it's like using your home's equity to build even more wealth. That's pretty powerful stuff.
It is. And it's not just limited to real estate. The article also talks about using debt to fuel business growth.
Okay, so like how would that work?
Well, imagine you have this amazing side hustle you're passionate about. Maybe you're making these incredible handcrafted jewelry pieces.
I love that. Okay, so I'm a jeweler maker. What's next?
Well, to really take your business to the next level, you might need some extra cash, to buy more supplies, maybe get a better website.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
So you could get a small business loan to cover those startup costs.
A loan. Taking on debt.
I know. But here's the thing. If that loan helps you grow your business and generate more income, then it's actually an investment in your future.
You're actually turning that debt into profit.
Exactly. And the article also talks about something called a business line of credit.
I've heard that term thrown around, but I'm not really sure what it is.
Okay, so think of it like a financial safety net for your business. It's a pre-approved amount of money you can borrow as needed, and you only pay interest on the amount you actually use.
So it's there if you need it, but you don't have to use it.
Exactly. It can be a total lifesaver for managing unexpected expenses or covering temporary cash flow gaps.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've got mortgages, HELOCs, small business loans, lines of credit. It seems like there's a whole toolbox of debt options out there.
There is. And the key is knowing which tools to use, when to use them, and how to use them responsibly.
Because even if it's for a potentially profitable investment, taking on debt can still feel kind of scary.
Right. And the article acknowledges that fear. That's why it really emphasizes the importance of planning and due diligence.
So you're not just jumping into something blindly.
Exactly. You need to crunch the numbers, research the market, and make sure you have a solid plan for managing your debt.
Don't let those emotions drive your decisions. Get those spreadsheets out.
Exactly. And this is where building a strong credit score comes in. Think of it like your financial report card.
So like the higher your score, the better the rates you'll get on loans.
That's it. And that can save you a ton of money on interest payments in the long run.
It's like your credit score is your financial reputation.
Yeah. It tells lenders that you're reliable and trustworthy.
So being responsible with your debt isn't just about avoiding late fees. It's about setting yourself up for financial success in the long term.
Exactly.
Speaking of being responsible with debt, the article also mentions something called debt consolidation. I'm curious what that is and how it fits into this whole picture.
Yeah, so debt consolidation can be a really useful tool if you're feeling overwhelmed by multiple high-interest debts.
Okay, I've been there. Credit cards, student loans, it can feel like you're drowning in debt sometimes.
I hear you. And that's where debt consolidation comes in. Basically, you take out a new loan with a lower interest rate to pay off all those other debts.
So instead of juggling multiple payments, you just have one.
Yep. And because the interest rate is lower, you end up saving money on interest payments over time.
Okay, so it's like hitting the reset button on your debt, simplifying everything, and potentially even saving money.
Exactly. It can be a really powerful way to regain control of your finances and accelerate your journey to becoming debt-free.
This is amazing. So we've seen how debt can be a tool for acquiring assets, boosting your earning potential, and even managing existing debt. But the article goes even deeper and challenges us to think about debt in a broader sense.
Right. It asks us to consider, what about investing in ourselves? Can taking on student loans for a degree that leads to a high-paying career be considered a form of strategic debt?
Whoa. Okay, I never thought about it that way. Student loan debt definitely feels like a burden. But I guess if it leads to higher earning potential in the long run.
Exactly. It's all about perspective. We often think of assets in purely financial terms, but what about the value of knowledge and skills?
So could education be considered a form of strategic debt? A way to invest in your future earning power?
It definitely raises some thought-provoking questions about the nature of investment and the long-term returns we seek, both financially and personally.
So maybe debt isn't the villain we've always made it out to be. Maybe it's just a tool.
Exactly. It can be a resource, even a catalyst for growth and opportunity. But like any tool, it needs to be used wisely and strategically.
It all comes down to making informed decisions, understanding the risks and rewards, and ultimately using debt to create a better financial future.
Exactly.
So there you have it, folks. Debt doesn't have to be this scary, insurmountable obstacle.
It's all about knowledge and strategy.
With the right information and a smart approach, you can actually turn debt into a powerful ally on your path to financial freedom.
Absolutely.
So go out there, do your research, and make those dollars work for you.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.